Thank you. Thank you, folks, and welcome back to our program. We have quite a show for you here. Phoebe Cates, I was mentioned this earlier, in this month's issue of Bazaar magazine, is on the top 10 list of the 10 most beautiful women in America. Any idea who else is on the list, Paul?
Do you have the list there?
I have it right here. I have the whole thing.
Let's hear it.
Take a guess. Who else would be on this list besides Phoebe Cates?
Alana Stewart. She there?
No, she's not on the list. One more. Take one more.
One more guess?
I don't think she's on the...
Joan Collins. Excuse me, sir. Just planning with the old professor there. Sorry about it.
What did you say? No, she's not on the list either. Candice Bergen is on the list. Lee Remick is on the list. Yeah.
But no one really as beautiful as, I think, your next guest.
Oh, she's terrific.
We've been looking at her. We can see her from where we are now. And
she's very young. Do you know how old this woman is?
Too young.
No, she's... All right, before we bring her out, I just want to announce that tonight's average audience height is 5'8". The average audience weight is 147 pounds. Congratulations. That is what In the upcoming issue of Harper's Bazaar magazine, right here, my next guest is called one of the 10 most beautiful women in America, and she has starred in such films as Paradise, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the TV movie Lace, and most recently, Gremlins. It's a pleasure to welcome Phoebe Cates. Hi, Phoebe. How are you? Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. It's quite an honor, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it's a real honor.
Yeah. You look very young in person.
Yeah, everybody says that.
Yeah, you look like, I don't know, 15, 16 maybe?
Well, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and can we tell folks how old you actually are?
Yeah, I'm 21.
21 years old. Well, you know, I thought Fast Times at Ridgemont High was really a fine film.
Thank you.
Did you like the way it turned out?
I love the way it turned out.
Yeah, I thought it was really nice, very entertaining, and it had some really nice parts to it, and I thought you were very good in it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Now tell me about Paradise. This is a movie. I saw Lace, I saw Ridgemont High, and I saw Gremlins. I have not seen Paradise. Tell me about that movie.
Let's see. Actually, it was the first movie that I made.
Yeah.
And I was 17 when I made it, and it was a love story that took place in the desert.
Uh-huh. Was this like the other one that they keep mentioning, the Paradise, and the other one, the Blue Lagoon?
Mm-hmm.
But it was in a desert.
Right.
Yeah. Were there other similarities?
Yeah.
And what were the other similarities?
Well, basically, it was a lot like the Blue Lagoon.
Yeah. Now, did you like that film as well?
Well, actually, when I took it, it was my first, it was my first offer ever, and it was the lead in this feature. So it was fun to do, and I wasn't hesitant about taking it.
I'm sorry.
But now it's a little uncomfortable to look back upon.
Oh, really? It is uncomfortable?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that. But again, it was your first film.
Yeah. And it did help me to get started.
Yeah. Now, in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, there's a little bit of nudity in it. I mean, you're nude for a little bit in there, aren't you?
Yeah, topless.
Topless. It's a...
Thank you.
It's a terrific scene, by the way, but it's... What was that? Now, for a person so young, was that a difficult decision to make, that you'd say, okay, I'll do this now?
Nope.
Really?
It was fun. It was. That scene actually was fun. Paradise, there was a lot of scenes that were uncomfortable.
You were nude in that film also?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, at 17, that seems like it would even be more of a difficult decision to make.
That was more difficult, but with Fast Times, it was justified, and it was very in character, and it was fun. I liked the scene.
In this movie you mentioned, it was a fantasy, right, that this guy was having?
Right.
Now, at 17, what do you tell your parents?
Well, they saw the movie.
No, I know, but ahead of time, do you talk it over with your mom and your dad and say, look, I'm going to be undressed in this movie, Paradise?
Well, actually, my father had read the script.
Yeah.
And he said, well, you know, if you want to do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
You know.
And that was it?
That was it.
No other problems?
No.
Okay. Now, Gremlins. Now, I saw this movie a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Now, this is a huge hit, isn't it? Billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah, it's doing very well.
Now, I got to ask you two things about the movie that I thought were interesting, or I thought strange. Not strange, but, you know, pick another word. Was the movie originally supposed to be out around Christmas time?
No, I think it was always going to come out during the summer.
Oh, okay. Now, and secondly, there's a part in there where you're talking about your father having died in the chimney of your house.
Right.
Now, was that a joke?
Well, I must admit, the first time that I read the script and I got to that part, I said, no, this must be just like a little joke that they're playing on me. But then I actually had to do it.
Yeah. So, well, I guess everybody has seen the movie, but you're very unhappy at Christmas time, and then later it turns out in the movie that the reason you're unhappy is because your father disappeared on Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, 2 weeks later, you noticed this odd smell in the house.
Right.
And it turned out it was Dad decomposing in the chimney.
Yeah. It's very sad.
It's terribly sad, but when I heard that, I started to laugh. I thought, oh, this is a joke.
Yeah. No, I mean, I pretty much had to, the way I played it was just to believe that it happened.
Oh, yeah, you were terribly upset by it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. We got to do a commercial. We'll be back, folks. Phoebe Cates and I will be right back. Phoebe Cates is here. This is some unbelievable company that you found yourself in on this list of 10. Let me go ahead and quickly name the rest of the folks. Kate Capshaw. You mentioned her, right?
Mm-hmm. I used to babysit for her daughter.
Yeah. Kate Capshaw. Jacqueline Bissett.
Mm-hmm.
Did you babysit for her?
No.
All right. Linda Evans. Anne Margaret. Yeah, I think Candace Bergen. Very nice choices. Sigourney Weaver. Yeah. Terrific. Well, this is very nice for you. Lee Remick, Bernadette Peters, Phoebe Cates. The audience making up their own list. Christy Brinkley. Yeah, have I got them all? Yeah, that's it. Well, again, congratulations. You and I just talked during the commercial. When I said Fast Times at Ridgemont High was a fine film, the audience started to snicker. And I said to you, why did they start to laugh when I said that? And tell them what you said.
I said I think it was your choice of words, because you said it was a fine film.
Yeah. And you're well, I admit it. When I saw the film, I enjoyed it a great deal. But you think it may not have been a fine film.
Yeah.
But it's a really good film, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's a really good, entertaining
well,
film.
That's what I meant by it, and I still think it was a fine film. Anyway, now how did you like working with the puppets in Gremlins?
That was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, it got tedious sometimes because, you know, like in the bar scene.
Where you were tending bar and they were out of control?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that took 3 days to shoot.
How many actual puppets were in there?
Well, they had several. They had about 30 different Gremlins.
Yeah.
But in that scene, I just worked with the ones at the bar, so I guess there were about 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And then there were the 100 crew members behind that were throwing things.
That happens here on occasion. Is that for an actress really difficult to have to act when it's puppets and stuff?
Well, that movie in particular was just, you know, I mean, I knew that's what it was about, and not really. It was pretty easy.
Yeah. When you go out in public now, do people hound you and follow you and come up to you on the streets and stuff?
Sometimes, yeah.
And do you like that?
So long as they don't touch me.
Well, see, I think that's a felony. I think that you're probably right. They shouldn't be touching you. Does it happen a lot?
Where people touch me?
No, when people come up to you.
Oh, where people come up to me? Yeah, pretty often.
Yeah, and what do you say to them? What do they say to you? What do you say to them?
They just ask me, you know, silly questions. They ask for an autograph or something.
Yeah. Do you sign autographs? Do you mind doing that?
Yeah, I sign them.
Yeah. And it makes you feel good to know that folks like your work?
Yeah, it does.
That was a stupid question. I could hear that as it was coming out of my head. I thought, this is really a stupid question. And there was nothing I could do about it at that point. It had already passed my teeth. Well, Phoebe, what do you got coming up?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
My play is they've asked us to go to Washington to play the Kennedy Center.
Yeah. What is the play?
It's The Nest of the Wood Grouse.
I think I did that in high school. Well, good luck with you in The Nest of the Wood Grouse, and you got a wonderful long career ahead of you. And thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you, Phoebe.
Nice meeting you too.
We're going to go away for station identification. We'll be right back.